the president of the Manitoba Métis Federation, David Chartrand.
How are you doing, Ray?
Pretty good. How about you?
I'm just sitting here. Gloria just has this table completely flushed here with all my notes, and there's so many things going on, Ray. I'm just talking to the minister, of course, Francis Chartrand, vice president of the Northwest region, and I tell you, it is jam-packed. I'll get to what she's been doing in that region, and I said, you should get your own show. You got enough here to report for an hour, 1 hour. But let's not forget, February 15, L'Oreal Day is coming. And again, COVID's stealing so much from us. We'd have probably all varying celebrations in town halls and different places. Now we can't even get together. So we'll figure out what is happening on that particular day. And I'm going to see if we still can get a show maybe on CTV or talk to the team and how things can be organized, if anything can be organized, because as I said, COVID is a thief of culture and ceremonies and funerals, and the list goes on and on and on. So, but speaking of COVID, let me share with you some of the work that Francis was sharing with us in the region, of course, Northwest region. Of course, there was discussions of an outbreak happening in Pine Creek, and they put down the law and ruled out, the chief put out roadblocks immediately and started the process of, they do get vaccines already, but they sure didn't got for everyone, just a smaller population right now in a sense of getting on reserve. But, of course, Duck Bay, that road hits Duck Bay. And so then there was different issues of potential virus moving around, and so they put a lockdown, and the Métis village went down to closure, both in Carnival and Duck Bay, and it was good to see the people all working together to support each other to make sure that everybody's trying to adhere to the rules. And so the region quickly reacted, Ray, and they delivered hampers to every house. It didn't matter if you're Métis or not.
Wow.
We talked about it. So altogether, Ray, they did 175 hampers in Camperville.
Oh, man.
About 120 in Duck Bay. These hampers are not small. Like the smallest is about 150, 120 to $400 and per house, because some of them, in fact, there's 11 people living in one house.
Oh,
we talk about that. We too, as Métis people, struggle with overcrowding, and the virus, of course, is dangerous, because how do you isolate in your house when there's 11 of you in one maybe 2-bedroom house or 3-bedroom house?
Right.
So again, I want to thank the region, of course, and all the people, the chair, Sharon Chartrand, and Dorothy Delrond, Secretary Treasurer, Bailey Pronto, youth leader, Sharon Beauchamp, citizen. They just all piled up together in Carnival, and I want to thank the Philomene Chartrand School in Carnival, Principal Paul Lipins, and custodial staff for letting us use the gym to get this done, because that's a lot of hampers, 175 hampers.
Wow.
That's monstrous, and so it cost easily over $20,000 to do this initiative in these two communities. So it was big. Richard and Francis were also definitely participating, packing and delivering, and then all the staff in Northwest region, and there was just so many people interacting everywhere, and everybody's trying to practice COVID, safe distancing, and still put the hampers together, because we don't want people to leave. The store had to shut down in Camperville, because Duck Bay doesn't have a store. It's a big village of probably about 700 people. They don't even have a store because of different issues. But clearly, at the end of the day, the store in Camperville had to shut down. So to get out of town, you just can't pick up and go. So it was really a challenging issue, and I was so proud of our region that quickly reacted so fast and was able to bring hampers. And then we said this virus is not prejudice. It'll attack anybody.
Right.
So I was very proud of our region. We did not just take hampers to our households. We took them to First Nation houses, non-Indigenous people's houses. So the hampers were to make sure that everybody stays locked up, enough food to keep them going, and that we will pass those 14-day hurdles and find out that we can put a clamp on the virus spreading anywhere. So again, Francis and the team, I thank you very much for what you've done. And just the pride of the families. So many families were so thankful. They got so many pats in the back. I was sincerely happy about the school allowing us, because we were quite concerned, where do we do all this packing? Because they wouldn't let us use the hall in Camperville, apparently, is what I heard. And I'm quite disappointed in that. And of course, that's the Northern Affairs community, too. So mayor and council have a decision on the hall. But all the families that chipped in, people volunteered. Everybody wanted to do their part and help out and to make sure that everybody in Camperville was safe, so in Duck Bay. So, and of course, the chief is doing her own thing in the reserve. And so we wish them well. They're all working as a team. They meet, and they're tackling this issue very well. And I've not seen massive pandemics blow up as you've seen in the north. And again, that's because of a team approach by the leaders here. So it's good to see again. Congratulations, Frances, for the hard work you guys are doing there. She also wanted to say she was getting such praise herself, but it's a minister, of course, good on who's leading it, but she sits on cabinet, Frances. Ellen Gabosh and Gus Lafreniere were so proud to get part of that home improvement program, the $15,000 grant, to upgrade their houses. So I just wanted to, again, express the pride that's out there, Ray, with so many people that are now accessing that $15,000, repair their homes. They're just in ecstasy of joy, just saying thank you so much. You know how much that means to me, how much it's going to help me. I was wondering about, I was so worried about my roof. It was leaking, and I had no money. I don't have enough money. So they're just so proud that the Métis government's there, and we're definitely going to be helping hundreds upon hundreds and hundreds of people. So we set aside, I think, $3 million for that budget, and of course we'll put more as time goes on and people need more. But again, it was just such a proud day, and I was very pleased when I hear that from the people. And I want to make sure our cabinet's coming up in next week, I think, in the MMF, and I'll make sure the Minister Goodon hears the good news about so many people, like in Campbellville, praising this program. And people that don't know about the program, and you own your house, and you're a Métis citizen, and you're definitely in need of repairs, whether it's your roof, your windows, you can contact the MMF. There's a program eligible for you, and you can apply up to $15,000. And if it costs a little bit more, you can borrow up to $5,000 from L'Oreal. The $15,000 rate is grant-free. You don't pay that back.
Wow.
And that's free. That's for them to have, and them to upgrade their house, to make their house last longer, and to deal with matters, of course, with the economy the way it is. They can't afford to do it, so the MMF is there to make sure they can take care of their people. So again, and again, the home buyer program is still working full kilter ahead. It's moving. People are still buying houses out there, Ray. The market's kind of tough right now. Kind of worried about that because interest rates are so low. There's more people buying houses than they ever believed, especially during COVID. There's still massive buying. There's bidding wars happening for houses right now in Winnipeg. So it's quite interesting. It's quite different. You would think people wouldn't be buying houses.
Yeah, exactly.
But actually, there's some house that's regular should normally go for about, say, $250 or $300. Like a house is going for $300. It's going for $340, $350 because there's a bidding war happening. Like, it's just unbelievable. It's just gone beyond pale. So people need to pay attention to that, but it's also low interest rate, time to buy a house, and let's work to make sure you get a good deal. I just heard Pearl talk about her son Marcus missing for 21 years.
Yes.
On the show. So send a message to Pearl if you're listening. Pearl, get a hold of the Federation. I want to know more about this. Maybe we can help you in some way. And I'm always touched as a leader when I hear that some of our family members, our children, go missing and yet to be found. Our loved ones are gone. So like Jennifer Catchway, I'm so proud of that family. They never give up. And this year, I'm sure they'll be searching again, and that reward's up to $20,000 now because MMF put $10,000 more. So when you start looking at it from that concept, there's somebody that does know, and Pearl is right. Somebody out there knows something about this, and if not even a hint of possibly something that possibly what a person could be or the body can be. So, if Pearl, if you're listening, call the Federation, and I want to get back to you and talk to you about what we can maybe do to help you out. That's what the Métis Hour show is all about, helping each other. And I heard about Bucky getting praise for his booster van. It goes around. It came on my birthday here, so it's actually going to be out again today. And L'Oreal Day, I'm sure you're going to see him everywhere. And Bucky, you're doing such a great job. I thank you so much for that. It helps so much to put that in play. A good example, and she just put a note in front of me, Glorian, one of the staff at the Federation, a newly hired staff, Chelsea Mulp. She just actually bought a house, right? She's young and married, and she's first-time home buyer and a first-time homeowner. She said, I can't believe how MMF changed my life. I got a job, now I bought a house. Who would ever think this would happen to me, she said. So that's an example of, again, young families out there so proud they're going to own a house and move forward. Now, I'm speaking fast. I got so much notes in front of me. I got so much birthdays I got to announce. And I'm going to go to especially to, before you play, of course, the next tribute to gospel music. And I heard which one you're playing already. And I'll talk shortly about two of our elders we just lost. And I'll move away from that right now, that topic first, and finish off my business. I want to thank Debbie and Rick. Debbie actually owns the flower patch with her husband, Rick.
Yes.
And she's Métis, and they listen to our show every Saturday, Ray. Métis-owned business, and both of them are elderly, and they have mobility issues. You can tell the way she walks. She limps, and yet she'll deliver flowers no matter what. So, and they were just at our house because we ordered flowers for Bernice's birthday, which I'll talk about shortly. But it's the point for a business like that. That's why our Métis entrepreneurs are so good. They're hardworking. They struggle no matter how hard it is. They'll keep on working to make sure they serve their customers. So, good job again, Debbie. Thank you very much, and to you and Rick for just making me proud as Métis business. So, if you need flowers, you know where to phone, the Flower Patch.
That's right.
So, going right ahead, we have birthdays. I want to get past them. A special one first going out to Terry Somerset. She's celebrating her 96th birthday. She was here twice already at my house. She came here for my birthday, made her daughter drive her here. She's 95, and she actually was on a video that my wife made for people saying happy birthday to me, and she was one of them. She said, "Oh, you're so old, Chartrand. I wish I could see that," but she's already 95. And at the end, she closed off, said, "You're just a kid." You're just a baby, she said, 61. So proud to see Terry, and she's still so active, and her mind is so sharp, and one of our great Métis leaders, and I have such great pride for her at 96 years old, and on February 4th, she turn 96. Then we have Tyson Pronto. Pronto is Thomas's son, and his birthday is on Friday, the February 5th, and then Thomas's dad is having his birthday on February the 9th. Zach Carter celebrates his birthday Saturday, February 6th. Denise Thomas celebrating her birthday on Tuesday, February 9th. I'm not allowed to say her age. So she's listening, Denise. Happy birthday, very special. Denise is one of my strong supporters and close allies. And, of course, Ray Roulette, Don Roulette's brother, is celebrating his birthday on Wednesday, February 10th. Then we have Bernice, of course, that's the late Albert Chartrand's wife. And she's celebrating her 60th birthday. In fact, I'm doing a drive-by today for her. And she's at her daughter's here outside of Winnipeg. I want to drive by and say, wish her a happy birthday. And she's always somebody that's so close to my family and always will be. Although my brother passed some time ago, and Bernice still goes to that graveyard all the time and visits her husband. So she's a devoted wife and always will be, and is a great woman. So be proud to celebrate 60th birthday with her. I drive by her daughter's house today. Lisa Janine, Duck Bay, February 5th, and she's the youth worker, and I want to thank her and the Duck Bay team that was working on all these hampers. So I want to thank them for their hard work, the delivery of what they did. It's such a great show of force as the people come together. So Lisa, of course, was very active in participating in making sure that the hampers were being delivered to 120 houses in Duck Bay. So now let me move on to some other topic. I also want to say before I leave that into funerals, one of our workers, Stacy Furlan, she's had a defibrillator operation and put inside of her. The wire, however, came off, and of course, complications immediately happened, and they were trying to ship her to British Columbia to get operated on because they didn't know how to make sure that that wire can be replaced back into the heart. They didn't know how to do it here. They weren't confident that the operation would go well, so they're just going to leave that other defibrillator inside her and put another one in. They're operating her on Monday. So that was still scary for the family, and again, I want to express our prayers to of course, to Stacy Furlan and the Bushy family. That's Elder Bushy's, or late Robert Bushy's daughter, who actually so many of our elders know that because he delivered wood to every house in this province. I want to thank them again for all their hard work, but our prayers go out to Stacy, who was very special to our family. So also, I want to now talk about a couple of the elders that have now left us. I heard Louis say about the story about Earl, and clearly Earl was always at our assemblies, and he's originally from Piconia, but he's a trapper, he was a fisherman, he never missed an AGA. Earl, he was always there. He was the first person to use the Meadow Care. I was so proud of that in the southeast region. He was the first person to receive free medicine from our pharmacy that he now was part owner as a Métis citizen, and he was very proud to receive it on behalf of the Métis government. And because, as I said, he never missed our assemblies. He was always there, such a proud supporter of his Métis government. He loved to dance and live his Métis culture to the full. So, again, on really from highly regarded from Southeast region. But again, Denise is so proud and happy to say how Earl was somebody that represented the region so well and was such a proud man and proud Métis man. So from Denise's region, and from all of us again, Earl, we wish you well in your new home and your journey. I'm sure you're already meeting a lot of your friends out there and talking and maybe looking for a hall to be showing off your fancy footsteps. So you take care and enjoy your new home. We also lost one of our provincial elder. In fact, George Fleury was a founding member of the Federation. He's a vice president of the Southwest Region. He was a provincial elder. He was the original survivor to St. Madeleine. Tells a story about coming home at 4 or 5 years old, and he sees this entire St. Madeleine village on fire with his dad and his family, and because they were out getting, of course, food for survival, and coming home only to see their entire village being burnt by the government. And he'll never forget that. He said as long as he lived, and I'm sure he knows now that we will still fight the fight for him and get justice and honor one day to the people of St. Madeleine, the community without our town. And it's a horror story in our history in this province and this country. This did not happen in the 1800s. We're talking in the 1930s where this took place, and for that to happen, where even our people were going overseas to fight for people they didn't know in world wars, yet back in their own communities back home, their entire villages were being burnt. So they were homeless, and then a lot of them, they call people that live in any shack they can get their own, or farmers' fields, or farmers' area they'd work for. They build some kind of temporary living quarters in there, and it was just a sad event to see that happening. So he was definitely a fighter, and he always carried himself with such great dignity in his elderly leadership. And on our nation's good fortune was to have him as leader and council. His legacy lives on through his son. It actually sits on the cabinet. He's Minister of HISET, and his daughter actually works with the Federation for many, many years, Georgina. And she led our tripartite self-government negotiation department for many, many years, which her father before her was leading the fight and establishment of the Federation in 1967. So George was very special to us, and very special to me as a leader also. Always a smile on his face and twinkle in his eye as soon as he saw me, and looking forward to that hug from me and hug from him. It was such a pleasure to give that personally on behalf of the Métis people, and to say thank you for being the leader you had to be at the time, and going through your own challenges and tough times, but never forgetting who you were, and always believing the Métis Nation needed to find our place in the Confederation. So, George, I know you're in a better place. You're with your wife probably already, and the rest of your family. And I know you're looking down upon us today, and you'll keep on giving guidance to us and to your son, your daughter, and all of your family, your grandsons, your cousins. And there's so many out there that the Fleury family spreads itself out. It's a big family, and it'll be a big loss to our nation. But also, I told his son John last night, I said, John, remember what my mom taught me, and I told you this, and I'm sure your dad taught you the same. As your dad enters his new home, his journey, feel good for him, because he already was suffering in his health. And, John said, I wonder why he didn't leave already. He was supposed to have passed. Because he wasn't finished yet. He wanted to do some other stuff with the family, and before he says his goodbyes, and now it's happened. He's gone now, and feel good for him that he'll never suffer again. And that he's with his wife now in a new special place. Probably bumping into Earl out there. They know each other, so they're probably out there chatting storm already, and getting ready for their new residence and new place. So we'll always know that they're part of us, and a lot their memories will live on through their children and their families. So I also want to say happy birthday to Phoenix Danielson. Another one passed on to me just now. Buggy's boy, I guess they called, text and saying, please say happy birthday to my son. So happy birthday to Phoenix out there. Also, there's good news in the fish. I announced the fish some time ago on the show, and Marcy and Dawn have been working this. I want to really thank Marcy and the leadership she provided on this. She's been working with Freshwater on dialogue and clarity. I want to thank Sam Murdoch, of course, and Chief Crate, who actually reached out to the Federation. And so there's going to be 3,600 boxes of fish, which probably relates to about 20 pounds a box. So what we'll be doing is distributing that fish rate. There's thousands of Métis people applying. So we will be, right after L'Oreal Day, the shipments will go out. Mm-hmm. And so if people still want their fish, please call in the region. Fish will be delivered to you, or you can pick it up depending on the proximity where the semi will be. We'll be renting freezer semis to make sure that they're at play. But we're really creating a big distribution process right away, like we did with the hampers in Carnival and Duck Bay. So the Métis community, First Nations did have fish already delivered to them. But this is our turn now, and looking forward to getting the fish into our sort of philosophy of lake to plate. In fact, they stole that from me. I could always say that because I publicly said that many times in the criticism of fresh water and trying to open a free market on it. Lake to plate concept, that's I think it's such a important message. And I want fresh fish to be in the. This is good fish, solid fish from fresh water, caught by our some of the most hard-working people out there, the fishermen, who work at minus 40. Like people are complaining about the weather right now. I remember when I was growing up in the younger days, and they took me out to fish in a lake, and this weather didn't mean nothing. You had to fish. You got no choice. You can't leave your fish there. So you got to try to get your product to market and get your money to pay your workers. So I have such great praise for fishermen. They're such hard workers, and they go out there at minus 40 and the windstorms. You just turn your back and pull your net and hope it doesn't freeze quick as you try to take your fish out of there and put it into your boxes and cut and delivered to the plant, and then plant to Winnipeg, and then hopefully to the restaurant. So this fish is going to be delivered, Ray, and if you want some, Ray, you better put your name on the list.
All right. And
you'll get fresh pickerel. And people who don't know yet about the whitefish testing, not so testing, I'm sorry for the wrong word, whitefish market. It's such a big market, but people are so, I want pickerel. Well, it's a mixture of both pickerel and whitefish. Also, there's no bones. There's skin on them, no scales. You can cook them the way they are. You can just easily peel off that skin. And the reason the skin's on there for people to hear, restaurants want to make sure they know they're getting the product they're supposed to be serving. So they want to make sure that's pickerel. They want to make sure that's whitefish. Whitefish you can buy in most restaurants anywhere, and that's actually I order that occasionally when I'm in restaurants. I love it. My mom has always loved whitefish, so do I. And you can fillet, of course, whitefish, and you'll have it tasting as better or equal to pickerel, no problem. So you're going to get that opportunity to have some nice fillet whitefish and fillet pickerel. And I just can't say enough of that, Ray, because that is something so important to our people and for us to have the chance not only help our fishermen, but get that in play. Also, the nets are being ordered, so we're ordering quite a number, netting 2,000 nets now from, I think we're getting them from Vietnam. And they claim that those are the better nets. And so those nets will be ordered. We're already issuing some nets out. But again, these new 2,000 nets, so we'll make sure that our fishermen, we got so many people applying rates, unbelievable. It's good to see. It just shows us we're going to give 10 nets to each fisherman. That's $100 a net easily. So it's $1,000 of capital for them to use, and which they'll bring in thousands of dollars with these nets to their business. So again, that's happening. So fishermen out there, thank you for again working so hard, and make sure you keep in touch with Marcy and the rest of the team. Get your name on the list to get the orders, and I want to make sure I have enough nets for everyone. If I have to order more, I'll order more. I want to make sure my fishermen are taken care of. Now, on another note, I want to say thank you to Sharon Varga, Director of L'Oreal Vocational College. She's retiring on February 12th, and wish you well in your retirement, Sharon, and thank you for all the hard work you did for the Métis government and helping so much in the educational field. So I want to thank you for that. I also want to say I got Tracy sent something out to me, Como, and of course Kerry Smith. This would be with dealing with John Fleury's file, which is, of course, I just talked about him as the minister. And there's a contest going out there, so there's prize money to be won. There's so much on this. I'll report maybe more of it next Saturday. But go into the website, mmf.mb.ca. This is about jigging competitions, prize cash money, L'Oreal karaoke contest. I guess we're going to get some singers out there, Amy, to take you on and challenge you. Sure. That's going to happen. There's prize money for that, and there's it's all about youth, I think, and you can check into the website, double check everything. There's a youth book club. In fact, my wife has her own book club. They join together here. Every Thursday, I think they meet once a month, and they go through a book they all read, and then they tell stories about the book or their feeling about the book. Anyways, the book club happens, and then a digital literacy workshop is also happening. And all this, you have to register by February 17 on this one, February 10th on a youth book club. But the other ones are February 28th, February 20th. So if you want to have your jigging video put on display and contest, get into the website. I think that's sort of running it. I don't know about the program, but it's in, of course, the Métis government. It's one of our departments. And so go into the website. Once you go on mmf.nb.ca, you'll be able to find the MétisYouth.com site inside there. And if not, you want to go directly, go mmfmétisyouth.com. Simple one, mmfmétisyouth.com. If you're listening and you want to put some jigging expertise on display and get seen by probably thousands and thousands of people, and there'll be a category of prizes you'll be willing to take home and buy yourself something with that. So that's happening as we speak, and let's see where that takes us from there, Ray. On a final note, again, I want to thank all our people that are working so hard to make sure that things are safe at home. Many of you have read, we did have an announcement of $15 million. Many know now the Métis people are going to own a hotel on Portage and Fort. We'll be creating jobs like crazy there, full-time jobs in the entire hotel. And I'm looking forward to that development. And then Métis be a proud owner of a hotel down in Portage, right beside our Heritage Centre. That will be, of course, the Old Bank of Montreal, which we own now. And once we give it a name, we won't have to call it the Old Bank of Montreal anymore. We'll call it our own name, right, in Portage and Maine.
Right.
And that's happening. So I want to thank Minister Vandel again for that, and Minister... Minister Jolie had actually sent her best, of course, and of course the Prime Minister, and you had Terry Doggett on there, you had Lamoureux on there, Kevin. I want to thank them all for participating in an announcement, and of course we had a virtual meeting with the NDP caucus. This is a meeting we plan to have annually with the party, and if other parties want to meet with us, they could definitely give us a call, and we'll sit down and we'll give you our vision of what we see the future looking like in Manitoba for the Métis, where we're going. There's a good article in the Free Press that talks about all of our investments of lands and buildings. This is just the beginning of our mass investment in this province, where, again, our negotiations with the Prime Minister has paid off in great dividends, where, as I said, now we will know that every student going to university will be entitled to get $5,000 to help them cover their costs as a starting point in their life, and we anticipate that to grow. So I want to thank all those families that believe in the Métis government, that we're doing our part to make sure that we help in any capacity. Same thing with economic businesses. So we are pushing Canada right now for some resources. We want to put another amount of resources available to the businesses that potentially might slowly open, Ray, but are still struggling, and we don't want them to shut their doors.
Right.
We don't want them to go bankrupt. We don't want them to go and find themselves that they have nowhere to turn. I want to make sure they know they can turn to the MMF government. Same thing with ranchers and farmers. They're out there struggling, working hard. The Métis businesses are telling us they're concerned about some of the land issues that's happening with leased land with the province. So there's so many issues that we're working on to overcome and make sure we're taking care of such a wide variety of services our government's trying to provide to all of our people, Ray. So it is a challenge, Ray. I tell you, it's so big now. And we're buying, of course, more buildings. Read the article in the Free Press. But go into the website, and our cabinet is actually going through all the land purchases, and it is so much mass land now we're buying and buildings. Our cabinet will go through it this week coming, and then hopefully from there we'll showcase all that in the public later. But we're also being so careful that the public doesn't try to gouge us after because they see us buying and developing our government and developing our services. Selkirk is still a big priority for me. I still want to build that 55 plus in Selkirk and apartment. And of course, we are considering building also not far right out the outskirts of Winnipeg. We bought 23 acres of land there too. So again, Ray, there's so much happening. And I know there's so many people proud of the Métis government, and I thank them all for believing in their government and allowing me to be the leader and allowing me to do my job and continue to lead. And I will do everything in my power to protect the Métis Nation. That thievery of identity is still happening in Ontario. I just read an article called Simcoe. It goes off with this to show people what to be afraid of. People see our success. People see we are winning our rights. People see that we're now providing all these educational, economic supports, housing supports. People see that in the East. Now they're saying, well, I'm going to call myself Métis now, and I want a piece of that. I want part of that, and I'm entitled to that because I'm now claiming I'm Métis.
Yeah.
They have no connection to us Raiders, no historical connection at all. And there's this place called Simcoe just outside of Toronto. And they are now one of the Métis Nation Ontario's historic Métis villages, they call them, the new historic Métis villages.
No.
But Ray, just listen to this. They got 4,000 registered in that little village, and now they say they're going to have 40,000 registered.
Oh, my
So
goodness.
think that's one area, one tiny area. Now, think of the other six communities that they're bringing in. What are they going to bring in? 100,000, 200,000, 500,000? So they'll outnumber all of the West pretty soon.
Yeah.
So that's why I will do everything in my power, and I thank the people for being so wise and give me the guidance. If Ontario ever comes back into the Métis Nation Council and brings all these new people, MMF will depart and leave that Métis National Council because they've abandoned what Riel said. Don't let it happen from inside. Don't let anybody steal our identity and take away who we are. And that's a reality vision of this happening, Ray, in 1870. And there's a beautiful quote, and I'll try to read it next Saturday when I speak on. But it's such a powerful quote. So anyways, I'll do everything in my power, Ray, to protect our people, and I will fight to the end on this one. This is going to be one of our biggest fights in history where somebody's trying to steal our identity. And nobody wanted us for 200 years. Now we're successful. Everybody wants it.
That's right.
Okay, take care. Keep up the good work. And again, Cowboy Carl, be safe out there. Don't freeze. And to all our elders out there, please, again, take care. Be safe. If you need anything, call your Métis government. We'll be there to take care of you. And to our youth, continue to be the leaders you are. You're making me so proud. There are so many universities and colleges, but so many of them are taking care of their families today during COVID. They're not going out. They're not risking themselves to take that virus home, to kill any of their family members or get them seriously ill. They're protecting their families as they should be as leaders, and I'm so proud of our youth leadership out there. So again, take care, Ray, and we'll talk to you guys next Saturday.
Before you go, I just want to say we are so proud of you, and thank you for being leader.
Thank you much, Ray.
And as my Uncle Urban would say, Ole!
I like that. Okay, you take care, and take care out there in Cormorant. I hope they're not freezing out there.
Okay.
So I'm going to build some houses in Cormorant, and we're also building in Cranberry this year. So again, take care, everybody, and we'll see you soon next Saturday.
All right. Thanks, David.
And get them fish there, Ray.
Okay.
Okay, take care.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.